Hi everyone, this is History Chapter 3 Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. And in this video, we will discuss the second topic, Hitler's rise to power. We have seen the social, economic, and political unrest in Germany, and these social, political, and economic crises gave way Hitler to rise in power. As we have already discussed, that people of Germany did not like democracy, and Hitler took uh, took chance of that, and he came in power. In 1889, he was born in a poor family in Austria. He was enrolled in army and participated in First World War and earned medals for his bravery, and he fought the First World War very bravely. But German defeat horrified him. In 1919, he joined German Workers' Party. He took over the party very soon and renamed it as the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party. In 1929, he attacked Berlin and captured power, but soon he arrested. Later, he was released. During the Great Depression, you have read about Great Depression in last topic. Nazi Party became popular. During economic recession, Nazi propaganda stirred hope for better future because Hitler promised people to bring better future for them. While in 1928, the Nazi Party secured only 2.6% vote in Reichstag, but in 1932 there was another vote, and in this vote, Nazi Party secured 37% vote and became the largest party. Now we'll discuss the charismatic character of Hitler. He was a very powerful orator, and he promised to build a strong nation. He also promised to undo the injustice of the Treaty of Versailles and restore the dignity of German people. He promised employment to people and to weed out all foreign influences and conspiracies from Germany. He understood the importance of mass mobilization. Now, the Nazi Party used to believe in rituals. So they held massive rallies and public meetings to demonstrate the support of Hitler. And they used to have their uniform, the red band with the swastika. The Nazi salute was very famous, stating "Herr Hitler," and the ritualized round of applause after the every speech of Hitler, that is also a part of Nazi propaganda. They projected Hitler as Messiah or savior. The destruction of democracy. As we have already discussed, that the people of Germany in that economic and political condition did not like democracy. They wanted a strong government, dictatorial type of government. So on 30th January 1933, President Hindenburg offered Hitler the chancellorship, which was the highest post in the cabinet. Acquired in power, Hitler started dismantle democracy. A mysterious fire broke out in parliament, and many documents of the democratic government were burned. The fire decree of 28 February 1933 suspended few civic rights like freedom of speech, press, and freedom of assembly, etc. And these all rights were given by Weimar Republic. Then Hitler turned to his arch enemies, the communists. Communists were the biggest enemy of Hitler. These communists were packed off and they were sent to concentration camps. Next is the Enabling Act, which is very important. On 3rd March 1933, famous Enabling Act was passed, which established dictatorship in Germany. It gave all power to Hitler to sideline the parliament and to rule by decree. Rule by decree means one person, according to his wish, dismantle the law, prevailing law, and rule the country. All political parties and trade unions were banned except Nazi Party and its affiliates. The state established control over economy, media, and army. Special security forces were created. Other than normal police, there were police in green uniform, the stormtroopers, the SS, SD, and Gestapo. These were different types of police and security forces which were formed. Reconstruction. The economist Hermann Schacht was given the responsibility of quick economic recovery and employment through work creation program. This project produced famous German superhighways and the people's car Volkswagen. In 1936, Hitler reoccupied Rhineland, which was earlier taken from Germany by the Treaty of Versailles, and integrated Austria and Germany under the slogan "One people, one empire, one leader." Then Hitler gobbled up German-speaking Sudetenland, which was a part of Czechoslovakia. In all this, he was supported by England silently, as England had a feeling that the Treaty of Versailles was too harsh for Germany. Schacht suggested Hitler to invest in rearmament. You can remember in the Treaty of Versailles, Germany was demilitarized. Now Schacht suggested for rearmament. Hitler chose war to come out of economic crisis. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland and started war with England and France. In 1940, Hitler signed a tripartite pact with Italy and Japan to strengthen his power, as Italy and Japan promised to help him. And soon he installed power in a large part of Europe. Now Hitler moved towards Eastern Europe and attacked Soviet Union. But the Soviet Red Army defeated Germany badly and occupied Berlin from Germany. In the meantime, Japan was expanding its power in the east and occupied French Indochina. French Indochina means some countries like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, etc. and was planning to attack US naval base. Japan supported to Hitler and bombed in US base at Pearl Harbor. Initially, US did not involve in war, but when there was a bombing in Pearl Harbor, the US now entered into the Second World War, and in 1945 Hitler was defeated and the US dropped atom bomb in Hiroshima in Japan, and this is how the Second World War was ended. So for today this much. Thank you.